Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. Welcome to Pizza or Crossfire Canal. Classic map. And a couple of not so classic players. A bit more recent than GPG. A Farm Sledge of Com Clan and Nexus of Baw. There's actually a few messages in the Baw Discord recently. First time in almost a year, probably. Very active clan. And Com, I think, has about 5 members, so just keeping up with the high level clan play that FAF has always given us. Anyway, Farm Stage it. I actually went first there here. Didn't make first land. Almost every time you see people go first land. Second air on this map. Common build order is to send the first 2 engineers quickly to hydrocarbon. Next is going for the Hydra. He's sending 1 first, and actually he wants to be a bit greedy, get all the mexes first, and then he's gonna go. He's also gonna get some reclaim on the way. I don't know if he needs that, actually, we'll see. And then sends the next engineer expanding, and the next one is gonna come out and get these nice chunks of mass, so that seems like a very reasonable way to use your first 4 engineers. 2 to the Hydro, 1 expand, the other guy gets this reclaim. Maybe you could delay the reclaim, maybe you could assist the commander with this one. Let's see, maybe you could reverse what these 2 guys are doing. It's all the small things with build orders. There's always another way to achieve something pretty similar, or maybe slightly better, and maybe slightly worse after you try it and you realize what you've done. So farm's going first and second air. Yeah, I would actually go first land, especially as Aeon, because then with Aeon you can make those nice hover scouts and spot the transport. You can put a Aeon scout here, put it in the water, and on this side, and then you know which. Well, you have a better idea what's going on with your opponent's air. So you go Nexus. Finishes the air factory. He has 7 P-gens, and the Hydro is just about to finish, and that will nicely balance his power. Very nice. And he's not going for transport rush. He actually doesn't even have a transport queued up. He's going first scout. And then inties. I'm not sure if you should go first scout or first intie if you're going for an intie rush though, to be honest. And farm's also going for inties. So both these players going for inties. I'm kind of surprised. But this map, even though it's 20x20, you can see that you're quite far from the edge of the map, so the distance is not as large as on Roanoke or Point of Reach. It's almost as long, but not quite. And the Hydra is quite a lot further away. So, well, on Roanoke you don't have a Hydro, but generally your mexes are further away as well. So it takes a little longer to do a transport rush, and the distance is a little shorter. So it is actually risky. You can have your transport caught. But if you have a nice build order and you use all your resources very well, then I think you can just transport rush without too much trouble. But Nexus looks to be having the better of the early game. He's chasing down an Inti with these 2, and his transport is on the way across, and Inti's gonna die for almost no damage, I think. Oh no. Well, yeah, should go down. And the transport's gonna land. Farms transport leaves now. Only has four engineers on it. And I don't know where he's going, but he's certainly later than Nexus. Nexus is walking an engineer to this side, which is the same side he dropped. He's not walking one over here though. See, he's grabbing some of these big chunks. Missed a few, but still. Oh, he's actually behind farms on reclaim. Farms getting a factory up here, and this transport just traveling all over the place. Don't know why it went all the way over here. He must, guess he was afraid of getting shot down, maybe? Maybe he thought there's inties coming for his transport, and so tried to evade them. Next already has a factory up here. It's dropped on the hydro as well. It's a very good idea to drop on the hydro here. So, that's good. That's a good bomber as well from Nexus, and the scout ahead. So, just lurking, waiting for the drop so they can instantly ping 4 or 5 engineers that drop on those 4 mexes. And now Nexus moving to the left again, not moving to the right where he has not expanded at all yet. ACU slowly traveling over there. He's somehow... I think he'll go to the right. I don't really see any reason for him to move to the left. Now Farms bringing his air to the left side and his bomber, and those 2 engineers go down. And this guy might go down as well. Oh no, this one. That was a bit strange. Don't know what that bomber was doing. Turning like that. And now we have an air fight, and Farms gonna fight over 1 mobile A. Shouldn't make too much difference. He has more inties, and they both try and micro each other, but in the end Farms gets well in behind Nexus. But actually now reinforcements come in from Nexus, and they're just gonna trade inties. It's gonna be very even. Oh, I forgot to mention that this is BH Edit. So these are the old mobile anti-airs, so that won't do very much at all. Just much smaller damage, well, about half. And less HP and cheaper. Yeah, so it's BH Edit. I completely forgot that this is from the BH Edit tournament. And yeah, there are some good players playing that tournament, including Blackheart. Nice to see Blackheart playing 1v1. Don't get to see it too often. But I would not say he's at his at his peak right now, obviously, considering how little he plays. Farm's taking a super long time to get over here. What is that? The dead bomber. Taking a really long time to expand to these mechs. You can see Nexus doing much better. Most of the mechs is on this side now. Missing a few. On this map, expansion is really important, and because the mechs are so spread out, using transports to drop around is really required. Also, getting the natural reclaim, very important. You can see a lot of reclaim here, a lot of rocks and some trees. Weird alien trees. I guess they're normal kind of trees. Well, a bit alien. And lots of rocks. So you gotta grab all these. Actually, does this? Yeah, this works. Only the best gameplay from us. Yeah, nice expansion there, says Nexus. Nice expansion timing. Well, Nexus still is missing a few mexes as well, so maybe he should be using his transport instead of chatting shit, but they both work. Very, very even, and now Farms gonna try to do some Aurora raiding. And you might as well. Give your opponent something to do, something to kill. T2 Air is up for Nexus, and T2 PGen almost complete. Farms certainly behind on this front. Has not finished his T2 Air upgrade until just now. And Nexus, now that he's just finished his T2 PGen, He is going for something else. He's going for T2 land, making his T2 land HQ here. Sort of a strange position. PD is forced beside the Hydra to try and stop these Aurora. They do just move around. And also we have a little bit of Navy. Maybe some Navy a bit earlier from Nexus would have been nice. It would have prevented all of this Aurora cancer. If he had just a couple of frigates out, he could easily redirect them and cut out these attempted raids. Many T1 factories planned for farms, and it's a bit strange. I mean, I think Aurora are nice for this kind of raiding. This where you just make a few, one factory, two factories. But once you actually increase the numbers, then the raiding obviously becomes less efficient. And you don't really... Well, they become a big target when they're traveling across the water and when they travel across the opponent's expansion. So I think some Aurora raiding is nice with just a few Aurora, but making a lot of them to send across is probably not that good, or probably should be easily stopped. Oh, this factory just survives. 4,800 HP, would have been long dead in current balance. There's some beefy naval factories. So not much happening. Bit of air, bit of gunship stuff happening to take out these Aurora. They're obviously going to die very quickly to gunships. Just getting popped quickly. But we have swift winds. Only a few so far. We have about 5 in here, mixed in with many inties. The Nexus certainly has more numbers, but yeah, Farms retreating. So Farms wants to wait until he has a greater number of swift winds, and then he can be pretty confident of taking an air fight versus these inties and winning. Right now, doesn't want to fight, doesn't have many swift winds yet. See, he already has a support factory going up. Adding some land factories in his base, so maybe he will be going for arty drops. Also have T2 support factory over here. You can see, I quite like when this is done. You gotta spread your build power so that you can react to different things. So it gives you more options when you have T2 tech on the sides. Like here we have the T2 land HQ. He's gonna need TMD. He should really have TMD already. Actually, both these players very stingy. Why did they not make TMD? People just don't make TMD in 2018. I don't know why. Maybe you're supposed to have some honor and not use TML, but I never saw that rule anywhere. Farms is on the beach, just dipping his toes, wandering back and forth, and taking some PD fire. Don't know why he's here, but oh, he has 2-2 on his commander, so I guess he can be a bit annoying, but not really. It's a bit risky, to be honest. Now gunships of his own, trying to do some damage, and we do have TMD. That's you gotta be a bit, I don't know, like this. Surely these would just die to TML anyway. Maybe this one wouldn't, but I would make 2 here. It's and TMD, you gotta be careful. And here is a TML from Nexus, that's nice. No TMD for his mexes, just TML. Well, one possible counter to TML is TML. Just TML the other guy's TML. Oh, that's sad though. RIP. Good kill from Farms. Doesn't even launch one missile and it gets killed, and the engineers are gonna die as well. Very nice kill. No defense there versus the gunships. And actually T3 air finished for Nexus and he has a T3 P-Gen, so we will see. We already see ASF coming out. And this is just a huge eco game. But actually some T2 land here. A shield, a flak, a blaze, and some aurora. All walk into a bar. And they get kicked the fuck out because they're gay on. So he's gonna try and get up here, do some raiding. I don't know. He doesn't have any scout with him, unfortunately. That would have been a nice addition. His frigates are just destroying the aurora. Well, that's not very good though. Aurora are gonna win this one. And the unit's getting up here, but actually there's so many engineers that the PD is gonna go down. And I feel like I'm missing stuff, but maybe not. All these factories were just for engineers. Bit strange. I thought they would be for arty drops. But oh well. And it looks like nothing gets done by this with this raid. PDs go up. Gunship's now dying, but actually there's a lot more T2 land coming. Look at all these blaze, and they've already got through these PDs. Let's see what kind of Air Force. I think Nexus just needs to commit and not run back and forth. Just let his units fight. And now look at this flak. It's disgusting. Doing massive damage. He should try and target fire, say the inties that aren't moving. But actually Nexus just lost that fight straight up. The Swift Winds did so much. And farms such as own ASF came in. Did enough to actually just completely win air there. Kind problem. No problem whatsoever. Who needs air anyway? Just, you know. You'll just make cruisers or something. There's T2 Navy. Yeah, that would be one difference. That's one factional advantage that would help a lot. Oh no. No. More ASF just suicided. That's really bad. That's very bad for Nexus. Somehow this mech survived. Oh, they have more HP. I forgot. But yeah, he keeps losing his ASF before he can build up numbers. Like, he has good production, but damn, losing those two fights with really bad trades hurt him a lot. And we have TML going up here. TMD, of course, to protect the TML. And we have two TMLs here, which I think I already showed but didn't talk about. And there's no TMD. And these gunships are destroying. They're just spread everywhere. The Blaze is also getting in and killing T2 Maxes left, right, and center. Should come back for this one. PDs beside all these to try and defend versus Blazes, but with enough of them, as like here, he can get past and kill them. And now the TMLs are flying, and all these T2 Maxes are gonna die. And in the base, there's gunships killing a T3 P-Gen. And Nexus calls GG and says, disgusting lack of T3 Max. Well, let's see how many T3 Maxes. Ooh, 4 T3 Maxes. 4 T3 Maxes, and the rest were all certainly T2, a lot of them storaged. Let's see what farms had. Look at this, all T2 Max. All T2 Max. And even some T1 Max. On his main island. And no storages either. I mean, some storage here, and here actually. But none on the main island, no T3 Max whatsoever. And that's how he won. That's how he managed. I mean, you gotta count on Nexus to make just too many T3 Maxes. course, he will say there's no such thing as too many, but maybe in this case, it definitely was too many. I mean, if he had one or two, I think he could be fine and could win this game. But four is probably a bit greedy. And those couple of bad air fights really screwed him. Because I think he could have got back into air. He had decent production. I think he could have come back and evened air out. But lost the first fight, and then he lost, I don't know, quite a few ASF here straight after, which really put him way too far behind in air to get back. And Farms had a lot of ways to do damage. I mean, the Aurora didn't do much. I think he probably made too many of them. He did some damage though. And the Blaze did quite well. Could have done even better. They just needed a few more move orders. There are a lot of Blazes around, and those would certainly take care of the cruisers and stuff. Much more Navy and hover for Farms, so we'll play it overall. Nice game, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.